Hello everyone, welcome to my complete tutorial on Calendly. So in this video, I'm going to be walking you step by step on what Calendly is all about, how to set up an account on Calendly, and how to create a booking system using Calendly. And before the end of this video, we're also going to be doing some test booking so that you can see how it works and some of the things I should expect with Calendly. So if that interests you, do make sure you watch each and every part of this video. So before we get into the video proper, if you are new to this channel, kindly take out time to click on that subscribe button below. It's absolutely free to subscribe. So kindly take out time to click on that subscribe button right now. All right, so thank you very much if you have just done that. Also click on that bell icon so that you can get notified every time I release a new video. All right, so thank you very much. Now with that, now let's get into the video proper. Let's go over to Calendly page. So right now I'm currently on Calendly homepage. So to come over to this page, you can use the link on the screen right now. You also find the link in the description of this video. Okay, so now this is what it looks like. And again, if you're wondering what Calendly is, it's also just a booking and a scheduling platform, and it offers just beyond scheduling and booking. Okay, there is many things that you can achieve with Calendly. Okay, which is definitely one of the best booking system that you find on the internet. So once you're on this page, so you can just come over here to click on get started, and then you can see create your free account. On Calendly, there's a free account which is free for life, and there's also the paid version. Okay, you can see explore premium features with your 14 days free trial. So if you're signing up for the first time, you're going to get access to some of the premium features for free, okay, for the first 14 days. All right, and there is no credit card required, like you see now while I'm signing up. So here, just enter your email address. Go ahead and click on continue with email. All right, so it took me to this page again to enter the email. So let me do that. So get started. So the easiest way for you to sign up is with Google. This automatically connects your calendar so you can start using Calendly right away. So basically it's saying that I can just create it to sign up with Google so that it can link my Gmail account with my Google Calendar. So you can either do that here, or you can just click the option to sign up using password. So let me just do that. So now let me enter my name. And don't worry, there'll still be an option within Calendly where I can just put in my calendar exactly. Right, so now I'm asked to verify. Before continue, you need to verify your email address. So let me go over to my inbox to verify my email address. So here is the email. So let me just click on confirm my email. Okay, so let me enter my password again. All right, so now that you have put in your password again, so these are some of the questions that it will ask you as once you are signing up for the first time. So how do you plan on using Calendly? Your response will help us tailor your experience to our need. So for this now, let me say on my own. So let me assume that I'm a solopreneur, so just myself, so that I can just accept booking and appointments. So if you are working as a team, so you can also select the team option. This is good if you have other team or you are an organization. Okay, so but let me select on my own. So let me click on next. So what is your role? Understand your role will help us set up your first scheduling link. Okay, are you finance, customer service, marketing, consulting, education, recruiting, and sales? So let me say consulting, and I click on next. Okay, set up the calendar that will be used to check the existing events. Okay, so this is where I can go ahead to connect my calendar, but I can still skip this for now. So let me just click on next. Okay, yeah, so you can still skip that option anyway. We are still going to do it within the booking system. All right, so now here we are asked to select our working hours. So when are you available to meet with people? You can only be booked during this time, and then you can change this time and add other schedule later. Okay, so by default, this is the timing that is there from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, or 17. Okay, and then Saturday and Sunday are marked as unavailable. So if you want this the Saturday and Sunday to be available, you can just click on the plus icon and then you can see. So let's just leave it like that for now, or you can adjust it based on the time that you'll be available for meetings and the likes. Okay, so here you can also select your time zone. So I'll leave mine as West African time. Okay, so I can just go ahead and click on next. So here it's asking, how would you like to mix people? We have the Zoom option, the Google Meet. There's in-person, phone call, and Microsoft Team. So whichever one you want to pick here, you can go ahead and pick it. And then, so I'll be leaving this for now. So let me just go ahead and click on. Okay, let me see if I can add a phone number. So, but, okay, I've clicked an option already. So I need to stick with an option. So let me just select phone number for now. So when you select phone number, you can see, you can either say I'll call my invitee. So calendar will require your invitee phone numbers before scheduling. Then my invitee should call me. Calendar will provide your phone number after the call has been scheduled. So these are the two options that is available on that call. So once an invitee should book an appointment or meeting with you. So if you select this first option, they are to drop their phone number. And then if it's this second option, Calendly will automatically provide your phone number for them to call you. And if you select Zoom, then you need to connect Zoom and the likes. Okay, so let me just click on continue. So it's currently setting up your Calendly. So if you are finding value in this, please give the video a thumbs up. So now we are currently logged into our dashboard, and this is what it's currently looking like. So you can see here there's a get started, and I can just close this. And then you can see this is a demo booking that we already have here. This was created automatically, the one-on-one booking system, but I'm still going to be walking you through how to create yours from scratch. Okay. So here you can see event types. So when you're on the event types, this is where you're going to see all your events. And then, so here for meetings, so if you want to start receiving bookings and appointments, you're going to be seeing this here. So they call it events here, no events yet. Then availability. So remember the availability we saw earlier while signing up. So this is where you can adjust it, okay? So you can see if you want to change the timing and then your time zone, you can actually do that from your availability, okay? So then for contacts, so once you start receiving bookings and the like, you're going to be seeing some contact informations about some of those your invitee, okay? So let's leave that for now, and then let's come over here and come over to profile. So this is where you can set up your profile, okay? So now let me just go ahead and upload a picture. So let me come over here. So I uploaded a picture of myself, and then if you want to put in maybe your business or your company logo, fine. And then this is here, you're going to put in your name. Okay, so you can see this is just a preview of what it's going to look like. This is your name as it appears on your Calendly page and in email notification, all right? So you can also put in a welcome message. So here you can select your language. If you want to put in your date format and then your time format, I prefer the 12-hour format. So here you can select your country and then your time zone. So once you have done all of these, do make sure you save it. Okay. So also, I want to know in the comment section below, what do you intend to use Calendly for? What kind of business or services are you offering that you want to use Calendly for? So let me know in the comment section. So let me come over to branding. So this is where you're going to put your logo. Okay. So apply to all users in the organization. So let me bring in, let's say, logo. All right, so for tutorial purpose, let me just put this as my logo. So I can just click here to apply all users in the organization. Okay, so what other thing? All right, so once that is done, then use Calendly branding. So I want to turn this off. So once this is turned off, I won't be having that Calendly logo on my booking page. So let's save this. Then my link. Okay, it's currently still saving. All right, so now that it's saved, let me go to my link. All right, so this is the link that will take you to your booking page. Okay, so I can decide to change it here. So let's say I want to change it to capital city legal. Okay, so let's say that's what I want to use. So anyone that wants to go to your booking page, you just head over to calendly.com / whatever name that you put here. Okay, so let me just save that. So under communication settings, let's see what we have there. Email notification when added to event. So this will be turned off automatically. Receive an email when someone added you as an host to an event. Okay, so this one to be turned on. So there are also some login preference and some cooking settings. Okay, so this is where you can also change your password, your email address, and then if you want to set up two-factor authentication, so you can also do that here. Okay, so once you click this button, you'll be able to do that. All right, so those are the options under here. There's still more under all settings. Okay, we've just gone through all the settings options. So now let's go back to home. So I always make sure I go through the settings to make sure we get everything right. All right, so now that we are on this page, now this is the one that was created for us by default, but I want to show you how to create your own events. Okay, like they call it here, event types. So just come over here to event, click on create. So we have the one-on-one type of event. You can see just one host and one invitee. Okay, we also have the group, which is one host and multiple invitee. So this is suitable for webinar, online classes, and the likes. But the one-on-one is good for a coffee chat and then one-on-one interview. Okay, so those are the difference. We also have the round robin, so rotating host and then one invitee. Okay, so this is suitable for distributive meetings between team members. Okay, and then we also have the admin template. Under the admin, we also have one-on-one, and then we also have the group. All right, so now for this, now let me start with this one-on-one. Okay, so now this is where I'm going to give the event type. You're going to give it a title. So let me call it. So let's say this is a family law consultation. Okay. So here the duration, how long do you want this event or this meeting to hold? Okay. So by default, it's currently set to 30 minutes. If you want something different, we have 15, 30, 45, and you have something, if you want something custom, you can click on custom, then you add the duration. If you want to have it in hours, you can see minutes and hours. So let me set it to 20 minutes. Okay. So for the location, so you can see, do you want it to be a Zoom? Do you want it to be a phone call, in person? Okay, so these are the other options that are available. Okay, so for this now, maybe I want it to be phone call. So you can see, how will you get in touch? Require inviting phone number, provide a phone number to invitee after the book. So these are the two options when you select phone call. So they can either provide their phone number, that's the invitee, or the customer or the client. Then you are going to call them at that time, or you provide a phone number where they are going to call you, once it's time for the meeting. So that is if you are selecting the call option. Then there is also the Zoom. So you can see there's also the option for Zoom. So I've not connected the Zoom account, but if you've connected the Zoom account, you'll be able to do the setup for Zoom. It's pretty much straightforward. Okay, so depending on which is convenient for you, then if you want to do in person, okay, so if it's in person, you can see the location. So just put in the physical location. So let's say let me put in a location, Allen Avenue, Keja. So let me just put a random address here. Okay, so it can be your office address. That's if you are doing in person. Okay, and if you want to add a note, so you can also add a note, maybe a description of this location, or maybe any notes that you think that you might just that your invitee might just find very helpful. Okay. So, and if you want to put in multiple location, so that your invitee can choose from, you can see the option is also here. So you can add another location. Maybe you want to provide your invitee with 2 or 3 locations or a number of locations for them to choose from. You can also do that. All right. No, so now here is to choose your availability. So invitee can, okay. So if you scroll down, you can, this is the availability that we set up by default. So if you want to change this for any reason, you can also adjust the timing. Okay. And this is the days where they can invitee can schedule 60 days into the future with at least 4 hours notice. Okay. So if you want to change all of this also, you can change it. That's to say that how many days ahead can they book that appointment, okay, or that event, how many days ahead. Like for example, if today is today being the 6th, okay, and then you want to make sure that they can still book an event in 20 days that will be coming up 20 days later. Okay, so this is where you can adjust it, because so they can book for an event that is coming up in 60 days time. Okay, and then this is where to select how many hours, at least the minimum time that they can book an event. Maybe 4 hours before that time is the minimum that you can book. If you want to change all of this, you can also do that within this availability and dates range. So that's what that option is meant for. Okay, and this is the host. So I'm the host, you can see it here. All right, so once this is done, then you also have more options. So once you click on more options, so that is already saved. So there is also more option. Now under more option, this is where you can now add your description. So you can see add a description about what to expect. So let me put in something real quick. So I've gone ahead to put in a description here, and you can see it here. So the text I enter here as a description. This is it here. So this is a preview. Like you can see, this is a preview of what your invitee or your client or customer will be seeing at the front end. Okay, so you can see this is the logo that we added earlier as a company logo. You can see this is my own profile picture as a person that will be offering that services or that meeting or that consultation. Okay, or as the host, so whichever name you want to call it. Okay, depending on the kind of business that you operate. Then you can see this is the duration, this is the location, because you selected location, remember. Okay, so this is it. So if you scroll down again, we also have limits and buffers. So let's see what we have there. Let me explain that to you. So under limits and buffers, so buffer time actually means that it's just like a time before and after every meeting, just like a break. Okay, you're having a meeting by 9 a.m. in the morning. If you put in a buffer time of, let's say, 10 minutes, okay, so if you put in a buffer time of, let's just say 5 minutes, and then after the event, you put in another 5 minutes. So what it means is that it's just giving you a break in between your next event or your next meeting. Okay, so it's just like a break time. It makes maybe to rest or to prepare for the next meeting. Okay, then the max meeting, you can say set the maximum meeting allowed for this event. So that's like how many meetings do you want to get. You can see dash meeting per day or per week. So maybe you want to get only 10 per day based on your schedule or your availability. Okay, so that means anything once it is up to 10 booking on that particular service, no other booking will be allowed. Okay, so this is where you can set up that. So then free and busy rules. So to set up this, you need to first of all connect your calendar. So allow invitee to book over selected meetings on your connected calendar. So basically, once you connect your calendar, it definitely just helps to make sure that there is no conflict between some event that's already on your calendar and the new events that are coming up via your booking system. Okay. So if you want to add a meeting exception, okay, then you can also do that here. So booking page option, let's see what we have under the booking page option. So under the booking page option, this is where you can customize your booking link. Okay, you can edit the slug for your event. Okay, so if I mention event, if I mention booking, it's just different terms some of this scheduling platform use. Okay, so start time increments. So you can select from any of this option, maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes. So let me just select it to 15 minutes. What it means is that the time increments, maybe, remember we set in, I can't remember that, maybe from 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. So what time increment do you want it to show on the front end? So that means you're going to be seeing, since we selected 15 minutes, you're going to be seeing 9 a.m., 9:15, 9:30, 9:45, 10 a.m., 10:15. So I hope you get that now. So that's the meaning of this time increment. Okay. So then time zone display. Show how time zone shows on your booking page. Automatically detect and show the time zone in my invitee time zone, or you can lock the time zone. Okay, so maybe you want to use your own time zone or you want the invitee's time zone. This is where you can set it up. Okay, but there's a recommendation here. It says it's recommended that you lock your time zone when using in-person location. Okay, so you can just take note of this. Okay, so inviting form, asking for names, email plus one question. So let's click here. Okay, so by default they'll need to put in their names and their phone number, I mean their name and their email. Okay, so if you want to enable autofill for name, email, text, phone number, you can also check this. Okay, all right, so if you also want to ask them question, okay, so if you want to ask them question, you can put in any question, maybe based on the kind of service that you want to offer them, based on types of meeting that you are holding with them. So you can also, if you want to ask them other questions, you can do that. So let me say I want to ask a question now. Since it's a family law, let me ask, are you married? So let me just put it here. So we are going to see what it looks like at the front end. So I want to mark it as required. So there's an option here. If you want them to add a guest, you can turn this on or turn this off. So I want it to be required, and then the answer type. So we have one line, we have multiple lines. So one line is maybe just a short one, and then multiple lines, maybe they have to write something in more than one sentence. Then radio button is when you provide a list of options and they can only choose one. So that's the meaning of radio button, and that's what you are going to be using here. So are you married is either a yes or no. Okay, so I can go ahead and delete this third one here. So apart from radio button, we also have other options, which is checkbox. That means you're going to provide a list of options for them and they can choose more than one of those options. Unlike radio button where you can just choose one. Drop down then phone number, okay? So you can ask, there's still option to add more question, okay? So let me just add one more question. So let me just say gender. So I want it to be required. That means they must answer that question. And then the same thing, I also choose radio button. Then I'll choose a male. Yeah, either male or female. That's what we want. Okay. Then I can just delete this. So that's just it. Then for payments, so if you want to accept payments for the booking, so there's an option there. So but before that, you need to connect a payment processor. So we've not done that, but once you connect a payment processor, you'll be able to include the payment option. This is where you're going to be able to add how much do you want to charge, okay, for that meeting or for that service or for that consultation. All right. So under notification and workflow, so email confirmation, they are going to receive a confirmation email. These are some of the email templates that is a confirmation email. Once they book, they're going to receive an email. So if you want to edit it, you can come over here to click on the edit. Okay, so you can see inviting name, your event, you want to change all these things, so you can easily do that. Okay, then cancellation policy, you can just add a link to your cancellation policy, or you can just put it here. Okay, so you can see right there. So for the timing, this will be sent immediately when booked. So this is for the email confirmation. So let me just save this and close. All right, so we also have email reminder. So let me turn this on. So this will be sending them a reminder maybe 24 hours before the event and an hour before the meeting. Okay, text reminder, email follow-ups. So if you want this option turned on, you can always turn it on. Okay, so let's look at the confirmation page. So under the confirmation page, so after booking, display the confirmation page, or you can send them to an external site. Okay, so maybe after they done with their booking, you can send them to a site. For example, if they are picking a family law consultation now, maybe you can send them to a particular page on your website that talks about family law. Okay, maybe just to educate them, or you can send them to your own page and the like. So it all depends on you. So once you are done with all of these options, just go ahead and click on save. All right, so now we've been able to save that. So you can see it here. This is it here. So then let me copy this link and open it in an incognito window so that you can have an idea of what everything that we've just done now. All right, so you can see it right here. This is what the booking page looks like. Now, based on all the other settings too that we've done, so you can see that there is no Calendly branding here. Okay, remember in the settings, we turn off all the option for Calendly branding. But remember that this is a free, we just signed up, so we have access to all of the some of the pro features. Exactly, we have some of the pro feature for free for the first 14 days. But at the end of 14 days, if you don't upgrade, then you can just be seeing some of those Calendly branding and the likes. So this is what it's going to look like. Your logo here, your profile picture, your name, the name of the service, the time, the location. Remember, we selected in location, a description about the service, and then here. So now let's say I want to book for this service now, and I want to book it on the 13th. You can see. Then the time, remember this time that we choose 9 a.m., 9:15, 9:30. Remember when we selected 15 minutes. So let's say I want it around 9 o'clock. Then we click on next. So let me fill in and enter my name and email. So let's say, okay, don't let me use the same name. So let me just use these, and then let me put in my email. Now I'm putting in an email as someone that wants to book for this particular service. Okay. So I've put in my name and email. And now remember those questions that we put here. So are you married? So I can just select yes, gender, male. So if there's any other question that you have included, you are going to see them here. Okay. So then I click on schedule events. So you can see you are scheduled. A Calendly invitation has been sent to your email. And this is just a summary. Now, and this is just the end of it, of what the client will see. And then you can just click here to open the invitation. So this is actually taking me to my mail. Okay. So, but remember, as me we put in a link where it will take in the prospect too. It will not just stop at this page. You can take them maybe to your website or something, like I explained earlier. So this is what it's going to look like. Now let's go back to our mail. So I'm going to check my email as the service provider. Is that clear? And as the invitee or as the client that booked a meeting. And let's see what the emails look like. So guys, if you are finding value in this video, please give the video a thumbs up. Just give the video a thumbs up. All right, so now this is the email you receive as the service provider. Okay, you can say family law consultation. There's an option to add it to your calendar. And if you scroll down, you can see I Prosper Agbleze, a new event has been scheduled. It will tell you the event type, the invitee. Okay, so that's the name of the client or the customer, depending on how you want to make reference to them. This is the person's email, the date and the time with description of the particular service, location, and then invited time zone. So these are the questions that you must have asked them, and the answers that they provide, and every other thing. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like in the email you are going to receive. Also, Calendly also has a mobile app. So if you also have a mobile app, also you can just log in, and then you see all of these informations also within your app. Okay, so let's go over to the other email that the client is going to receive. Okay, or that the person that booked the service will also receive. So you can see here, so say family law consultation with Prosper Agbleze, and then so you can see, hi Tony, your family law consultation with Prosper Agbleze at 11 West African time on Friday, June 15 is scheduled. So you can see all the information here also. So that means you're going to receive an email. The client or the customer is also going to receive an email about the event. So that's what the emails look like. So now let's go back to Calendly and see what it's going to look like within Calendly. So to see it now, you're going to come over to meetings. So you can see it here. So once you start receiving appointments or bookings, you're going to see it here under meetings. Okay. So if you come over to contacts, so you can see now you can have one contact here. So that's here you are going to be seeing contacts of people that have booked an appointment or a meeting with you. So this is where you're going to see all of their informations here. And you can also do it from the back end. Once you click on add contact, then you can put in name, email, phone number, and then the likes. So you can also do it from the back end. So if you want to automate things, so you can come over to workflow, automate your meeting communication. So you can see you can also add some workflow, email reminder to invite, text cancellation notification to host. So if you want to create some of these, there are a lot of them. See all workflow. You can also come over to workflow and then let's see. So you can see there are a lot of workflow here. So let's just click on this email reminder to host. So let's click on this add workflow. So remember, like this is an email reminder to the host. That means to the person that want to offer a particular service. So you can see it here. So which event type will this apply to? So here you can see your list of events. Okay. And then when will this happen? 24 hours before it starts. And you can also edit it, maybe depending on what you actually want. Okay. So once you scroll down, you can see send email to host. So now this is what the emails look like. So you can see organization name. This is a friendly reminder that the event name with invitee name. Okay. So if you want to customize this, you can also do that. Okay. So this is just to make your work much more easier. Okay. So let me go back to workflow. So there are a lot of them, like I showed you earlier. I think we selected the first option here. So email reminder to host, email reminder to invitee, send a thank you mail. So you can customize it. For example, this sending thank you mail. You can set it up such that immediately the time that you're supposed to end the meeting with your client or your customer, so this email will just automatically go to them. This is just to make your work much more easier instead of doing them manually. Okay. So request a follow-up meeting. You can schedule this to make sure that this email should go to the clients maybe some hours after your first meeting and the likes. So you can see there are a lot of them, and these are templates that you don't really need to do much, okay, before you can just set them up. So just the same way we did there, just go in there, make sure that the timing and everything is you are okay with. If you need to adjust the template, fine, you can adjust it. Then select the particular event or the particular booking service that you want all of this to be activated with or to work with, and then you'll be fine. Okay, so now let's look at integrations and apps. Okay, so with Calendly now, there are over 147 apps as at the time of making this video that you can actually use with Calendly. You might not even need to use everything anyway, but they have over 100 apps that you can actually integrate with Calendly. Okay, just to make sure that you get the best out of it. So these are other integrations that you can actually bring into Calendly to achieve a whole lot. Okay. So if you want to accept payments, so once you select Stripe, so you can see connect with Stripe. So once you connect with Stripe, you'll be able to accept payments for all of your bookings and then your events. Or you can see there's option for Stripe and there's option for PayPal. So if you want to add any of these also, if you want to also do Zoom meetings, like the example I created earlier, you can see Zoom. I couldn't add Zoom because we've not integrated Zoom. So once you come over to integration, you look for Zoom and then you can see connect Zoom for my organization, and there's also an option to connect Zoom for myself. So if you are doing it for personal use of organization, you can easily do that within this. All right, so now if you also need to upgrade your plan, so you can see this is the option here to upgrade your plan. So remember, we are currently running on the free 14 days. Okay. So if you want to upgrade, so you can come over here to select whichever plan that you want to select. All right. So now let's come over and check the analytics. So if I should click on analytics now. So because it is pretty much new, but as time goes on, as you start accepting or receiving bookings and appointments, all of these analytics will start to make sense. Okay. So you can also sort it out by date. You can also filter it based on people or based on the type of events. Okay. And then you can also export it for other uses. As you can see, created event, completed events, scheduled events, canceled events. Okay. So like I said, the events, they use event here, but you can just use it as bookings or appointments. Okay, so different platform uses different terms. So the next thing we want to look at is this admin center. Okay, so if you want to invite teammates, remember that I'm the only one here on this account. Okay, so I'm the only one that can attend to all the bookings or all the inquiries that will come in. But if you want to invite a teammate, maybe a team member, so you can see once you come over to admin center, you can see there's an option to invite a teammate. So what you just need to do is to put in their email, add email you want to invite, and then you can go ahead. Once you put in their email, you come over here to set their roles. There are different roles that you can give it to them, and once you give them those roles, they'll be able to, they'll receive an email, and then once they accept the invite, you understand, and then they are done. So you can say add email, set roles, and then that's just it. So once you do that, if you come over to users, you'll be able to see the users here, the number of people that you've added. So this is suitable if you are just, if it's just more than you, okay, more than one person, maybe an organization, okay, and then you want to bring in more people into your Calendly system, so that at the same time, once you bring them in, you also be able to assign certain booking to them, okay, certain type of events. That, for example, now if you should go back to home, for example, this family law consultation, now instead of maybe I being the one offering the consultation, I can assign it to a particular team member, okay, that will just be in charge of handling family law consultation. I can also have another kind of event or booking where I'll call it maybe business law consultation. Then I'm going to assign it to somebody that is, whose area of professionalism is in business law. I hope you get the concept. So that's the one of the advantage of having different users, especially if you work as a team or as an organization, okay. Right, so there's another thing I also want to show you. If you want to embed your booking system into your website, or especially WordPress and the likes, there's an option to do that. If you come and click on this gear icon, so you can see it's there, you can see add to website. So there are different methods you want to do: inline, embed, pop-up widget, or pop-up text. So let's say I want to use this. Once I click here and then I click on continue, so you can see it provide you with this code, okay. And then the other customization option here: background color, text color, button link color. So what you just have to do is to copy this code, and then you go over to whatever page you want to have it embedded on your website. So you can see it here. If you look closely here, you're going to see the link. You can see calendly.com/capital city legal. Remember, that is what we are using as our link, and every other thing. So just using WordPress as an example now, so you just go to your WordPress and then look for wherever you want to add it, then you can put in this short code here, okay. So that's how to embed Calendly booking into your website, okay. So now there's something I didn't mention, okay. You can see this is the link to our booking page, okay. So if I should copy this now, let me open this in an incognito window. So this is what the booking page will look like, okay. So you can see these are the two meetings or two events or two bookings that we currently have on it, okay. So you can see it here. So this is what it's going to look like, okay. So I need to show you that. So before we round up, I want to create another kind of event. Remember, the first event we created was a one-on-one event. So let's look at what the group one look like. So let me just walk you that real quick. So again, this is where you're going to put in the title of the event. So let me call this business law consultation. Okay. So again, you enter your duration, you enter your location, Zoom, phone call, in person. Then you also put in your availability. So let me just select this. Okay. So provide a phone number. For this now, you have to provide a phone number, okay? So let me see another option. Let me say in person. So let's say, so let me just put this at, so let's say that's the location. Then you select your availability. So then we click on more options. So it's pretty much straightforward, exactly. It's pretty much straightforward. So you can see that it's almost the same information that you just need to provide, okay? It's almost the same kind of information. So with the first one I've showed you, you might not have issues with setting up this. Okay, so now let's go back. So with this guy, I believe I've walked you through everything about Calendly and how to create an event or booking, how to make sure you get all the settings right and every other thing. Okay, so but if you have any question, if you feel like there's still some other part that I didn't touch, let me know in the comment section below. I hope you find value in this video. Please, if you do, please give the video a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section below what kind of service are you offering, or what kind of business do you do that you want to use Calendly for. Let me know in the comment section below. So once again, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button to subscribe to the channel. So with that, guys, I'll see you all in another video. Bye for now.